Yo, what's going on, friends? It's Jonathan, and welcome back to another JC production where I deliver your daily dose of hotness. And in this video, I got something so hot, the heat is so real, it's probably gonna melt your face off. So maybe I shouldn't show you. Who am I kidding? You know I can't resist. I gotta show you guys. I don't know about you, but there's been plenty of times that I wish I had a monitor closer to me whenever I'm doing A-roll or B-roll. I mean, I know I could just get a wider lens and bring the camera closer, but sometimes I want more depth of field, that bokeh. One thing they use in larger productions and on film sets are wireless transmitters that can send a video feed from your camera to a monitor without any kind of connection. It's done wirelessly. They use these on drones, gimbals, car rigs, and other support systems that might not have a person manning the camera directly. Think about the DJI drones and how you're able to see what the camera is seeing through the remote. That way a DP can see the shot as it's happening, a focus puller can make sure everything is in focus, while a drone pilot tries not to lose his job. Typically, these transmitters start at like $1,000, and that's not even scratching the surface at what a full-on rig could set you back. That makes them really impractical for smaller productions, specifically with YouTube in mind. If I wanted anything close to this, I would have to use the app for whatever camera I was using, which most of them suck. Well, my beautifully haired, perfectly jaw-lined friends, let me introduce you to the CineEye by Accsoon. This is a 1080p HDMI wireless video transmitter that only costs $219. Yeah, let me let that sink in for a minute. $219 versus $1,000. I know what you're thinking, there's gotta be a catch. If it's that cheap, it can't function that good. Well, that's exactly what I thought when I first saw this at NAB. However, I've been using this thing on my Red, and it's really, really good. The build quality is really solid since it's mostly aluminum or some type of metal with a little hard plastic here and there. You can also see it's small and portable that it can easily slip into a pocket, which makes tossing it into a bag no issue. The antennas fold out when you're ready to use it, and it attaches to your mounting solution by a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom. There's a full-size HDMI port on the left and a USB-C port on the right that charges the internal 3500 milliamp hour battery. It can also power the CineEye while charging, which is a great touch. Setup is simple. Just download the Accsoon app from either the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. Mount the CineEye to your camera and connect it to your camera's HDMI port. Open the app and swipe to the left to where it says Connect to A1. Tap on the button and go to your Wi-Fi settings to connect to the CineEye network. Once connected, bounce back into the app and tap the Connect to A1 button again, but this time choose Into Main. Wait a second or two and click the power button logo to start the transmission, and that's it. The CineEye can send a 1080p transmission up to 100 meters as long as there isn't any major barriers or structures in the way. Since it's using the 5 GHz Wi-Fi spectrum, it has a tough time passing through walls and objects. So I'm actually walking away from the camera, you can see it back over there. And I'm doing a quick test to see how far we can go before the signal drops out. So this is about as far as I got before the signal started to go out. So that's, I know you can't really see it with the glare, but the camera is way over there. It can accept 1080p, 720p, and 480p feeds at 60, 30, and 24 frames per second. So if your camera is set to output a 4K signal via HDMI, you might need to go into your settings and change this. I know I had to fix this when I was using it on my Fuji X-T3. What's insane to me is the ultra low latency with the video feed. I was told that the latency comes down to how fast your camera can process an image. So in other words, if you look on the back of your camera on your little screen and you shake your camera and you notice there's already a little lag or delay, then that's going to transfer over to the HDMI signal, since the reason why this is occurring is due to your camera's processor. I did some testing using my Red, and it's literally 1 frame behind what you're seeing on the display that's mounted directly to the camera. Of course, this really isn't the fairest test since my Red has a beefy processor and it's designed to deliver the fastest image. However, I did the same test on my X-T3, and again, the delay is around 1 frame, which is simply amazing. This means that the CineEye could be used in a professional workflow and is capable of assisting with focus pulling during a scene. The CineEye can also automatically adjust the Wi-Fi channel while in use to make sure it's on the strongest channel at all times. Okay, so that's not even it. Let's go back into the Accsoon app because there's an array of different tools that you could use to help you nail the shot. You have grayscale, RGB scale, focus peaking, false color, a histogram, zebras, and the ability to apply a LUT. Loading a LUT can be a little bit tricky, so let me just quickly show you how to do it. If you're using an iPhone or an iPad, make sure you have the LUTs you want to load already uploaded to your iCloud Drive, Google Drive, or OneDrive. Then go into the Files app on iOS. Make sure your cloud storage is connected within that app. Open the cloud storage, locate the LUTs, and select them. Now copy those LUTs to your iPhone or iPad's internal storage within the Accsoon folder. So now when you tap on the LUT option, it's gonna give you the LUTs that you loaded and you can cycle through them. What's great is the CineEye can be connected to multiple devices, allowing you to have a clean signal on one device while having various LUTs and assist features on others. In the app, if you tap on the More option, it pulls up a menu where you can enable the center marker, safe markers, and ratio markers. You can also adjust the color, width, and transparency of these markers. There's also an option to zoom in up to 4 times to assist with focusing. Going back to the aspect ratio, I was told that if you shoot anamorphic, it actually de-squeezes the image, giving you a clean preview. Okay, so let me tell you what my favorite use for this little box of wonders is. If you're a red shooter like me, then chances are you've heard of or have used an app called Full Control. It's an iOS and Google Play Store app that's really expensive, and it pretty much lets you control every function and feature on your red camera. I mean, depending on your lens, you can even control the focus, set focus points, and have it focus pull. The only thing it doesn't do is transmit a live feed of your image. You see where I'm going with this? So right now I have my red on the other side of the room. I have a wireless transmission going to my iPad, and you can see it's completely out of focus. On my iPhone, I'm going to connect to my Epic W and launch Full Control. Since I'm using a Canon lens that supports autofocus and electronic lens control, I can adjust the focus, set the exposure, make sure the settings are correct that I want to shoot in, and hit record. I mean, come on. You know that's so damn legit, it's not even funny. Personally, I haven't really run into too many issues outside of the tedious LUT loading process. I mean, every once in a while I do get issues with the Wi-Fi connection due to heavy interference from other Wi-Fi channels, but ever since I manually adjusted the channel to the highest one available, it's been smooth sailing. One thing I would really like to see is the ability to start and stop recording directly in the Accsoon app, which I have been told they are working on bringing more functionality and more features based on a software update. Oh yeah, and before I forget, the unit that I have is actually a review unit. The retail version will come with all of the HDMI cables you'll need. The Accsoon CineEye is a tool I can recommend to any creator regardless if you're a filmmaker on a larger production set or a YouTuber. At $219, it's cheaper than 90% of the monitors out there. It gives you tons of functionality and flexibility, and it offers features that you would only find in transmitters that cost like $1,000. If you want a chance to win a CineEye for yourself, all you have to do is leave a comment down below. Let me know what camera you're planning on pairing this with, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, you can't win. And do me a favor and like the video. If you do all that, I'll give you one. I will. I will hook you up. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, as it shows that you're a nice person, and that's what nice people do. If you want some behind the scenes hotness, some non-YouTube related hotness, make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. If you have any questions or concerns related to the CineEye, leave them down below in the comment section, and I will talk to you beautiful, focus pulling, crispy, zebra peeking asses in the next video.
You better off running with the bulls and running with that bullshit. Knock it out the park while I'm sitting in the bullpen. I'm too ahead of my time, you could've bet on my line. Can't do it better than mine. I pin the rhythm and die for every nickel and dime. Think that I'm sick in the mind, sick of when lyricism and intricate rhymes. They wanna pick it